To make this bracelet, you will need a 3.5mm crochet hook or a US 4E crochet hook. You'll need a 0.75mm crochet hook or a small crochet hook to fit into the hole of your bead. And you'll need these beads. I use acrylic beads. They are a little less than 1 centimeter across in the diameter. Then you will need some yarn. I used 100% nylon yarn for this, but it doesn't have to be. The only thing that's important is that it does not split. And you begin by adding the beads to your yarn. You'll be adding 5 beads to your yarn. So just insert your hook into the bead like this and wrap your yarn around the hook and pull tight and pull the yarn through like this. And do this with 5 beads. So I already know that I'll be using 20 stitches in my bracelet. You might be needing a little bit more or less, but to be sure you can add more than 5 beads on the string. You can add 8 beads on the string to be sure. Start by making a slip knot. And now you'll make 20 foundation single crochet. And you do this by chaining 2 and insert your hook into the first chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now you've made your first foundation single crochet, and now you'll insert your hook into the chain on the opposite side of the stitch. So go under here, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And you have made 2 foundation single crochets. And again, you insert your hook into this chain stitch on the opposite side of your stitch, right here. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. One more time, insert your hook into this stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. Now I've got 5 and I continue until I have 20 foundation single crochets. And as you work, you would simply push your beads down the string of yarn until you need it. Oh, that's not yet. And now I've made a foundation single crochet row of 20 stitches. And the way you can see how many stitches you made is by turning it like this. And you count the V stitches on top of the row. And after you have made 20 stitches, make sure it goes around your wrist. I know that this fits me, but if yours doesn't fit and you need to make it bigger, then add 4 stitches. And if you need to make it smaller, then make only 16 foundation single crochets. it needs to be a multiple of 4. But after you have made sure that it fits around your wrist, you join in the first stitch with a slip stitch. Now it's time to begin our broomstick lace pattern. So you start by chaining 1 and pull up the loop on your hook until it's about 1 inch high. And this can be a little bit fiddly at first, but you'll get used to it. So you insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull the loop just through the stitch like this, yarn over again and pull through the loop you just made and pull it up so it's also 1 inch high. And you'll need to make this 4 of these loops. So go into the next stitch, insert your hook into the stitch, pull up a loop, and then yarn over, pull through the loop you just made, and pull it up until it's about 1 inch high. One last time, insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the loop you just made, and pull it up like this. So now you've made 4 of these long loops. Now chain, now you yarn over and pull through all 4 loops and chain 1. And this was the first half of your broomstick lace motif. So now you'll be working 4 single crochets into these 4 loops you just made. So just make regular single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now pull one of your beads as close as it can get, and then chain 1. And your bead will go to the other side of your project, and that's just fine. Like this. Now you'll make 1 more broomstick lace motif. You start by inserting your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the loop you just made, and pull it up until it's about 1 inch high. And do this 4 times. This. And now you have made 4 long loops again. You yarn over and pull through all the loops in your hook and chain 1. And now you'll be working 4 single crochets through the 4 loops. So you won't be working through this one, but through these 4 long loops. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, pull up a bead as close as it can get and chain 1, so the bead goes to the back side of your work. And now make another motif. So insert your hook into the next stitch, pull the loop or pull the yarn just through, yarn over and pull up 1 inch high loop, and do this 4 times. yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on your hook and chain 1. And again 4 single crochets through these 4 loops. And pull your bead and chain 1. And another motif. And over, pull through all 4 loops, chain 1, 4 single crochets in the 4 long loops, pull the bead close, chain 1, and work your last motif into the next 4 stitches. Chain 1 and make your 4 single crochets into the 4 loops, and pull the last bead close and chain 1. So before you join the round with a slip stitch, you'll make 1 more long loop in this round to kind of patch the hole between the motifs of this round. So you'll make 1 more long loop into the same stitch as you worked your first long loop into. So like this, at the base of the motif, make this long loop, and then you join to the first single crochet of the round, like this, with a slip stitch, and just pull the yarn through all the loops on your hook. For the next round, you start by chaining 1, and now you'll be single crocheting on top of the single crochets of the last round. So you start by making 1 single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. And then you skip the chain 1 from the previous round, and then you work 4 single crochets into the next motif. And again you skip the chain 1 space with the bead, and you work 1 single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. And then to the next 4. And into the last 4 stitches. And then you skip the next bead and chain 1 space and join the round with a slip stitch in the first single crochet of the round. So like this. And now you can kind of push the beads to the right side, like this. And if you want, you can just fasten off now and use the bracelet as it is, or you can make the wider version that I'll show you in a bit. Start by chaining 1 and single crochet in the same stitch, and chain 2. Skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next, chain 2, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next, and just keep on doing this all the way around. Chain 2, skip 1 stitch, single crochet in the next stitch. And when you have done this all the way around, you should have 1 stitch left, and you will skip this, chain 2, and slip stitch in the first single crochet of the round. And now you'll continue on by slip stitching into the first chain 2 space. So make a slip stitch, chain 1, and make 1 single crochet in the same space. Now chain 2 and make a picot into the single crochet that you just made. So you just slip your hook under these 2 stitches, yarn over, pull through the 2 stitches and a loop on your hook like this. And you have made your picot, and then you chain 2, single crochet into the next space, chain 2 and make a picot into the single crochet that you just made, and chain 2 and single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2 and make a picot in the single crochet, chain 2, and just continue on like this all the way around, making picots and single crochets in the chain 2 spaces. And after you have completed your last picot, you chain 2 and you slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round, like this, and pull up a loop and cut the yarn. And you'll also be working some picots on the opposite edge of the side that you just made. You made some picots on this side, and now we have turned it. to make some picots on the other side as well. And you'll start by identifying the yarn end of your slip knot and attach the yarn to this stitch right next to the yarn end. And start by chaining one and making one single crochet into the same stitch and chain 2 and skip the next stitch here and go into the next and make one single crochet, chain 2, skip 1, single crochet in the next, chain 2, skip 1, single crochet in the next, and do this all the way around. And after completing your final single crochet, chain 2 and slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round. And now slip stitch into the first chain 2 space, chain 1 and make one single crochet in the same chain space. And now chain 2 and make a picot in the single crochet that you just made. And chain 2, go into the next chain 2 space, make a single crochet, make a picot, chain 2 and go into the next space, single crochet and make a picot. And continue on like this all the way around. And when you have completed your final picot, you chain 2 and slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round. And pull up a loop and cut the yarn. And now you'll just need to weave in the ends and push. You can push the pearls to the right side if they're kind of hiding, and then put it on and you're done. And this is what it looks like.